Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Time to react to something new again. And today, it is yet again the ongoing issue with Bungie. Who would have guessed it? So, if you don't know what's going on, even I'm kind of iffy about it because I haven't been keeping up on tabs of what's been actually going on with Bungie. But from what I can tell, Marathon gets announced, then they show the gameplay trailer. People hated the live stream of the gameplay trailer announcement because it was just super boring. Then after that, people play the game, people then complain that it's bad. I was kind of in the impression, and I still kind of believe, that there's just an issue of people hating Bungie because it's not anything related to Destiny. And as a man who loves Destiny as well, kind of understand the sentiment that it's kind of annoying that, you know, we're not getting good updates or anything on Destiny side, but whatever. Bungie can make their own games, they can do whatever they want, whatever. Then the big issue occurs, ladies and gentlemen. They get found out that they stole art from a artist, Anti-Real, if I'm right. That was her name. And you know, from what I understand, I can't really blame Bungie fully, because I've heard that, you know, they'll sometimes source out artists that aren't related to the company, and then apparently this artist used the material from Anti-Real as a source of inspiration for the style of art that we have in the game. But then they used the asset in the end. I'm not gonna say that Bungie deserves a pass, because I feel like they should have, you know, they should really dig into like what they're using for assets for their game instead of just going, sure, whatever, we'll use it, let's go. But now, if I remember, I think Sony, or the game might get delayed again now, because I think it just came out that Sony is now basically ending marketing. Bungie is just going down to hell. It is horrible, and I'm losing my mind seeing this freaking train wreck happening before me. And anyway, today I want to react to The Never-Ending Decline of Bungie by The Act Man. And you know, after saying all that, let's just get right into it, because this is just unbelievable. Before I start, real quick, 1, sub to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. 2, why don't you go and check out my main channel where I do the funny gaming moments. All right, link in the description. 3, go check out the Act Man's video, and go check out his channel. Go and sub a like to his video, also in the description. And then last but not least, if you haven't noticed, kind of boring if I'm just reacting to the video when I don't have a webcam, so I put on post gaming webcam editor. Please do the example. Boom. Thank you, editor, love you. Mwah. With that all done, let's get right into the video.
Boy, I sure do love Bungie. And now that they're leaving Microsoft, they can cast off the corporate chains, make games on their own, and finally they can be their true selves.
That's what we thought. Yep.
Put the shackles back on them.
If my 16-year-old self had seen what Bungie has become today, I wouldn't believe it. And if you told me that in 2025 I'd think Bungie is worse than EA, I'd say, okay, sure, Grandpa.
I would kick you in the nuts for saying something stupid.
Yet here we are, living in a life beyond reality. Bungie has recently been exposed for some damning plagiarism. And today we're going to be covering Bungie's current reputation, the state of Marathon, just how bad this plagiarism is. So let's jump into it.
Dude, when I forgot that's the art director. I don't know if I saw the live stream or if I saw Asmin or somebody else reacting to it, but I was just laughing the entire time, just seeing his face as he just looks dead and mortified. I felt so bad. He just looks like he does not want to be there. That is the example of, this is work and I have to be here even though I don't want to be here. He just looks so dead. He's just like, oh my, this shit all over again.
Bungie was the first game developer I could attach a face to. When you play video games as a kid, you don't really think about the people behind them.
Nerds
but
making
that all
games.
changed with Halo 2 when my mom got a copy of the collector's edition at an auction.
Oh yeah.
A bonus disc with all these extra features like fucking Lord
I
of the
have
Rings.
that one.
I remember watching those Vidocs and thinking, man, the people who make video games are pretty cool. Now look at me, covering the dastardly deeds of a developer that inspired me.
Dude, that is honestly crazy to think about. As a kid, I remember seeing all these game developers and everything and just thinking, oh my, These guys are amazing. I want to be like them. That is so freaking cool. I love video games. These guys, I don't know how they do it. It's like black magic to me. They do a little typing on the computer and suddenly, boom, a video game appears. And then now, you know, it's so crazy how childhood me goes, this is black magic. These guys are like gods. These guys are awesome. To now, I hate everything. I hate the entire game industry. I hate everybody except for Digital Extreme. I hate video games nowadays because they're so bad. They don't even get released perfectly. Old games come out basically fine. New games, you would think with the amount of technological advancement, we'd be able to make a game super well. Nope, the game takes 7-10 years to make and it still gets released unfinished. And then Halo 2, if I keep saying, that one was what got scrapped, and then they finished the actual main game that we have now in 9 months. And I'm just over here like, it took Bungie back then 9 months to make a game, and now it's taking all these other game developers to take 7-8 years to make an unfinished product, and they still release it.
You know, someone at Bungie once told me that Bungie may have left Microsoft, but Microsoft never left them. And I think with each passing day, this statement continues to please Captain Hindsight. This is not the first or last controversy Bungie will ever have, but it seems like one of the worst.
It will never
stop. What am I talking about? Everyone's favorite subject in high school. Plagiarism. You made this? I made this. You see, they're currently rebooting Marathon. Remember that trilogy of FPS games that came out shortly after Doom, giving Bungie the knowledge to then use that experience on Halo?
Yep.
Recently, they opened the Marathon Alpha up to players, and the reception has been lukewarm at best.
I never got the code.
Most agree that Bungie's art direction is solid as always. Or is it? But that Marathon's gameplay is somewhat divisive. Extraction shooters are a tough sell, but whether you enjoy Marathon or not isn't the issue. It's the unjustifiable act of a multi-billion-dollar corporation and not wanting to pay artists to create art, but instead steal it from others. Not wanting.
I just realized, nice Zavala figurine. Also, freaking Nintendo 64 down there. I wish I still had the box for the Nintendo 64 in my house.
Steal it from others.
Just yoink it, baby.
Stealing. I love taking things.
Especially at a time when artists are being screwed over by AI. It feels like pouring salt on a guy's crotch after you kick him in the balls. So this comes to us from user N2, part of Anti-Real, the company that hosted all of the art. The Marathon Alpha released recently, and its environments are covered with assets lifted from poster designs I made in 2017.
Yep.
The year Destiny 2 came out?
Coincidence?
I think not.
Now, as you can see on some of these weapons,
dude, it is a blade and just let's rip it off.
Bad.
Yeah,
that's
really bad, dude.
You got caught. And you can also see these logos,
Chevron.
They're very small. They've been reused across multiple assets in Marathon. Yeah, from Marathon homepage, from Marathon press kit, from 2016. Yeah, with receipts and everything. So pretty undeniable. N2 continues, Bungie is of course not obligated to hire me when making a game that draws overwhelmingly from the same design language I have refined for the last decade, but clearly my work was good enough to pillage for ideas and plaster all over the game without pay or attribution. Important to also note, I see that Joseph Cross also follows you. Is there any insight you can give? He followed me for a few years, and a few others from Bungie. Never had any communication. So it would seem the Bungie franchise art director was familiar with the person that some of his employees was stealing art from. The more you look into it, the worse it gets. I'm gonna say that a few times in this video. These comparisons are so blatant. It's more blatant than the kid that tried to steal my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the 4th grade. It's like, dude, you asked to see my deck and then you just pulled my secret rare magic cylinder out and slapped it underneath your butt cheeks. I saw you do that. Why? So yeah, Bungie just straight fucking ripped this guy's art. Like you'd rip a fat, nasty fart on an airplane where nobody can escape because you're a terrible human being. Now, I've talked with Zavala, and even if he can't defend this, isn't that right? Guardian, let me just say this. I could offer you 3 guns. I could give you 4 guns. I could go even further beyond and let you hold 5.
Yeah.
But Guardian, there's no amount of weapons that can excuse plagiarism. Remember, kids, plagiarism funded 9/11.
Zavala, can you try to be normal for once?
Have you retrieved those pictures of Ikora's feet yet? If you really wanted to cope or simp for Bungie,
I want
you'd
pictures of
probably
her
say something
dome.
like, well, what's the big
On the top,
deal?
it looks like a
And it's just some
Malteser.
tiny logos from a random artist. It's not like you're copying a review or something. My friend, the problem with plagiarism is not always how gross or blatant the offense is. It's having to wonder if there's more. When you see a rat scuttling around your house, you don't think to yourself, oh, look, that's just
little
one
Remy.
rat. No, you think, how many Jews are under the floorboards right now? Oh, Jews, I mean, geez, oh God, that came out wrong. I'm canceled for sure.
Go ahead and cancel me. I don't care.
If you're a plagiarist, the goal is to steal someone's work that isn't recognizable or familiar with your work. You hope it's obscure enough that nobody notices or cares. So if Bungie is willing to steal art from one creator, how many others are they stealing from?
I feel like they really should have just done, they should do a lot of background checks constantly. Because this isn't the first time. How many times has this happened already during freaking Destiny 2? I can understand getting inspiration from something, but you drastically alter it in your own way or in your own view. I can understand that, but this isn't really that. This is, we stole your art and then we're gonna build upon it, but we're gonna keep your art in there still. Whatever artist did that, first of all, I'm pretty sure they got fired. I just don't understand why they would have done that. Why would you put the assets in the game? This should have been something of like, I'm gonna keep in my personal storage or my phone or something and look at it while working on company assets and use that as a reference or something, some way where it wouldn't get put into the game. See, I feel bad if that person actually did get fired, but at the same time, you kind of deserve it for being dumb.
Is this a repeated pattern of behavior? We'll
Dude,
find out later. I can't even imagine
it's a repeated
the legal
thing
ramifications
when it comes to companies
of
stealing from other
releasing
companies.
a game to the public that
Artists
has
stealing from other artists.
plagiarized assets. If you sell that to people, lawyers, help me out in the comments below. Someone get legal on this. I would probably cry myself to sleep for the rest of my life if I ever found out that Zavala's bright blue ass wasn't original. Guardian, I'm not fat, I'm just dummy thick.
Plagiarism of the Avatar. James Cameron's Avatar.
Guardian. The more you look into this plagiarism controversy, the worse it gets. But how bad could it be? I hid loss in my design 6 years ago, and nobody caught on. And, fellas, Marathon has the loss meme in game.
Son of a bitch. You done f***ed it up.
Wait, what? I don't.
For those looking around, dazed and confused,
Yeah,
wondering,
me.
What's lost? What is that? The second I put it up on screen, you are gonna know exactly what it is.
Oh, for the love of.
The meme is like one of the.
Dude, now I remember. God damn it. Dude, I was looking at the sticks like, what? I don't get it. Now that he put it, yeah, I do remember seeing this stupid photo now. And then they turned it into Morse code with stupid lines. I remember now. Oh, my stomach hurts. God damn it. This is so stupid, Bungie, you idiots.
What's lost? What is that?
Oh my
the second
God.
I put it up on screen, you are gonna know exactly what it is.
And you are right, Actman.
That's what I thought. The meme is like one of the most reposted images on the internet, to the point where all it takes to represent the comic strip is
a Morse
just
code
like
of
8
lines.
lines. And this is in Marathon. They plagiarized sticks. They plagiarized sticks, man.
Plagiarize the
I love
meme.
the Marathon Bulletin. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Dude, I was scrolling and they deadass stole this whole dude's portfolio, and even some Bungie devs art people follow him. This is so heartbreaking.
Oh, to him. I think
It's
I said
over for
her
Bungie.
in the
This is
beginning, my bad.
unacceptable.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
I think it's safe to say parody is dead on planet Earth. You just couldn't make Monty Python these days. Reality is simply too absurd. And if that wasn't bad enough, that this person is getting their art stolen, the gaming publication DualShockers is publicly posting fake quotes.
What?
I'm completely floored, she wrote. This is my full-time job. I sell these posters online. They're not obscure. A major company has deemed it necessary to pay a designer to imitate or trace rather than license or commission the work.
Wait, now it says her. What is it? Is it she or he? What? Someone let me know in the comment. I am the Shigi airman. Where am I going? I don't, whatever. You know what just let me know in the comments. I don't know what's going on anymore, but yeah.
A major company has deemed it necessary to pay a designer to imitate or trace rather than license or commission the work.
Or am I getting confused
Insane
with?
fake
No,
quote,
it's a
LOL. I am unemployed.
I am.
That's a double whammy right there. Let's steal your voice and your
now
talent.
we're gonna steal
What
your
is happening?
quote.
Homie can't catch a break. Do a good thing today and go follow N2 if you still use Twitter. But it doesn't stop there, folks. So I found this thread on Blue Sky, who appears to be another person involved with the art on Anti-Real. I'll link it in the description if you want to read it yourself. But I want to scroll down. I do not need names found on assets to assume that we have been stalked insanely by Joseph A. Cross for a long time.
Oh no.
I will close with this. This existed for years. No one in the game industry or films hired anyone. Anti-Real became a Pinterest for these corporate games to claim our hard work as their own, to earn quick money and settle small collaterals. Disgusting. That really sums it up well.
It really did.
The Bungie of the early 2000s, to
All
think them
creativity.
capable of such a thing is mind-boggling. But this is the kind of thing that happens when greed takes over, and making money and cutting the workforce and saving as much as you possibly can and being the cheapest motherfucker out there. This is the kind of stuff that happens.
Man, he needs
And
money
that
for his
Marathon
cars,
is going
dude.
to release an art book. Can we at least call it the art book Anti-Real art book?
Oh God, no.
Anyways, artists are really being treated like shit nowadays.
Plagiarism.
Which reminds me, remember that $8,000 art contest I announced a few months ago? Well, I have finally decided all of the winners, including this pencil drawing of me as Goku. It is gorgeous. Thank you, Folding Solid. And who could forget Dill the Great? That's me and my homie Arbiter, man. Fantastic. He's won $100. And Sad Gore 5088 with his Cowboy Man art. You're all right, boy. I'm still working to pay off all of the different winners. There's a lot of them, including those who got the top 3 spots. So if that video is not available today, you'll see it on Actman TV, me going through all the fan art submissions in the next couple days. If you want to see more of this fan art or just want to interact with me and the rest of my awesome community, you can join the Discord
Wait,
server.
Actman, don't do it.
Link down
It's gonna
below,
get plagiarized.
or join
It's
my
gonna get
subreddit.
plagiarized by the Bungie.
Thank you
Don't
for
do
your
it.
patience. And now back to the
Joseph
video.
Cross is gonna follow your
Now let's take a
freaking
look
new
at
channel. Don't do
Bungie's
it.
Response.
Why would you advertise
they
that?
ran an hour-long marathon with 0 gameplay footage while scrubbing the art for plagiarism, as the game's art director offers a personal apology. There is absolutely no excuse for this oversight, Bungie says. So how did this happen? Well, Cross says, it came to our attention that an artist who worked on Marathon in the early stages of pre-production took a number of graphic elements from a graphic designer without permission or acknowledgement and placed them on a decal sheet that was then checked in 2020. Cross said that Bungie has reached out to Anti-Real and followed up to ensure we do right by this artist. No exact details on what Bungie intends to do were provided. I want to send my personal apology to Anti-Real, whose work was used in this case. So, at the very least,
and they did
Bungie has publicly apologized.
Yeah. So they publicly apologized, and they said that they reached out. If I remember from that live stream, I think someone asked if they were gonna like just hire her or something, and I honestly forgot the response, but I don't. They kind of, if I remember, it was like a vague response. But the main thing was, apparently, I think they did say that they're gonna start scrubbing all of her assets, like all the designs of her. That's gonna take time, which also goes back to what I said of the game being delayed now, because now they're dealing with this. But then it's also because Sony now is saying that they're no longer giving them like marketing funds or something. Put the thing on the screen right now, editor. Boom, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Sony, no marketing fund, whatever.
Publicly apologized, which, I mean, it's the bare minimum, but it's something.
It is.
This is one of those colossal fuck-ups that you can't really brush aside and say, oh, it was just an administrative error. Bungie accused of plagiarizing yet again. What?
Again?
What do you mean yet again?
Wait, what?
This isn't the first time? Bungie is once again in the plagiarism hot seat. This isn't the first time Bungie or a contractor working with them would allegedly lift another creator's work without permission. In 2023, artist element J21 noticed an uncanny representation of their work used in a cutscene in Destiny 2 Lightfall. You can see this pretty fucking blatant as well. No. It's completely different. See this triangle? See this triangle on the left? They didn't finish the pyramid.
Yeah.
No, it's completely different.
It's broken off.
Last year, Destiny 2 weapon skin featured identical elements of artist Tofu Rabbit's original design from 2015.
Ooh.
In both instances, Bungie
I
would
did not
agree
know
to pay
about
the
this one.
artists. Is this just how they run business now?
Just steal.
This
It's
is
plagiarism.
a repeated
I told
pattern
you.
of behavior. It's only happened 3 times,
companies
guys.
and artists
Give
are
them a
just
break.
doing it left and
Now,
right.
you might be wondering, what does EA have to do with all of this? Not a whole lot, but the point remains that I'm trying to make is that not even Electronic Arts would do something this egregious. I like bringing up EA whenever other game companies pull some shady shit because EA is like the benchmark of what you expect a greedy,
the
soulless,
shadiest of them
awful,
all.
money-grubbing corporation
Yeah.
to do.
Is this good for the player?
They're like every anti-consumer stereotype wrapped up into one nice, neat little package. So if EA is somehow able to gain the moral high ground over you, bad look. That's a bad look.
Bad business.
So let's take a look at a plagiarism scandal that EA had back in 2012. Just for comparison, EA responds to Command & Conquer plagiarism claims. Controversial tank designs will not be used in Tiberium Alliance. There were similarities between the designs for Tiberium Alliance's Grinder and Bombard tanks and Warhammer 40k's Bone Cruncher and Baneblade vehicles. Side note, why does Warhammer 40k always have the greatest names for everything? True Nurgle homies, stand up right now. Be recognized in the comments.
Oh, the farting
EA
ones,
claims
yeah.
that the art depicting the vehicles was released accidentally.
Or it is
and
that is the
IP
farting
issues have
monster
already
one.
been
Yeah, I
resolved
don't know.
with Game Workshop.
Don't
The
know much
artwork
about
was
40K.
internal EA concept art that was unintentionally released publicly. No Warhammer 40k tanks ever have made an appearance in Command & Conquer, Tiberium Alliances, and never will, an EA representative said. So, the story here is that the scandal has already been resolved by the time the story broke. The story is that there is no longer a story. The issue has been resolved. If you're being charitable to EA, they probably used Warhammer designs as inspiration to base their own designs off of, or maybe they felt a similar aesthetic would work in Command & Conquer. Regardless, the art was leaked. It was internal and it wasn't released as part of a product that people could purchase or play. This makes it way different than what's going on with Bungie because this time it has
Those
gone
are
through
public.
all those channels.
Yeah.
I think that's an important distinction and one that's, well, EA got the moral high ground. And this 13-year-old Reddit comment validates what EA said, that they don't see any evidence of the tank on the game's official website. So they're asking, where did this image come from, basically? Now, if we didn't live in a clown world, then this would be the end of the controversy for the video. But the comedy isn't over, ladies and gentlemen. You see,
Still?
Bungie had the misfortune of planning a promotional stream for Marathon.
Oh yeah, and then the bad audio.
Right around
This
the
is what I'm
time this
talking about.
accusation broke. And well, chat, you didn't disappoint.
The chat was just obliterating that.
Lars's team.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
You could sum up the vibes in
Okay, now I do remember. I was watching Asmin reacting to it in his channel. He just kept opening up his notepad and describing every wrong thing that was going on, and it was like, I would say 80% of it was bad audio issues. Bungie, this big freaking billion-dollar company or whatever, can't even start up a stream with good audio. There are people that are living in their mom's basement. They just have a headset and they just put on OBS Streamlabs or whatever, and the audio is better than what they went through. The random freaking higher level audio for some people, then for some reason there would be like a double echo, then it turned into a triple echo, then for some reason their audio would just cut off, so they'd just be nodding and talking to someone even though you can't hear them. Their microphones were all different, so some were good quality while the others were like weird headphone quality. And it was just it was a shit show. And then the chat just roasting them constantly. Joe's face was just... Oh my god.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
That's the face
could
of
sum up
damn,
the
I got caught
vibes
again.
in, one screenshot.
Oh
Boy,
my
he sure looks
God.
happy, doesn't he? Plagiarism will make me God. Now, for any artists watching this, how would you feel in this situation? Just let me know down in the comments below. I'm very curious. Yes, thank you for stealing my work.
See, I'm not an artist, but I would say this. If it was old Bungie, Halo 2 era Bungie, and if they took something from me, and if it wasn't something super big, like let's just say it was something small, like a dumb little, I don't know, something very minute, I wouldn't really care. Even if it was something big, I would be like, that's kind of messed up, but dude, it's kind of cool that my stuff is in, you know, a game made by Bungie. If that happened now, then I'd be like, yeah, I'm pressing these guys.
As we talked about in a previous video on AI, you can check that out if you want. Greedy CEOs and corporations are looking to cull as many talented artists as possible from their workforce, since they believe robots and AI can create art that is just as good.
Yep. By the way, fun fact, I did not know this. The code of Windows 11, 30% of it was made by AI apparently. That is shocking to me. I'm sorry, like I get AI is this cool thing that, you know, you can use, but I feel just why are we using AI when we know that humans are better at making things so they're not as buggy, yet we decide to keep using AI for everything, and then we wonder why things look bad or buggy. I mean, look at that freaking stupid ass Guitar Hero mobile. I mean, it looks kind of decent, but still everybody knows it looks stupid.
Since they believe robots and AI can create art
why?
that is just as good.
Why are
And
we
as
lazy?
we all learned from SpongeBob,
Robots can't love.
if Bungie was so interested in their art they were willing to steal it, why not hire them? And when push comes to shove, are we as a community willing to stand up for these people against the Goliath? I'm just saying, if I see a GoFundMe link pop up on my feed, pretty good chance I'll click it. This plagiarism controversy is really bad because among all the other controversies, Bungie has always like had their solid art direction to lean on. But that is no longer the case. As one comment under the Marathon trailer points out, the Bungie art team never ceases to amaze me. How do we tell him? Now, I want to draw your attention to this tweet from Jamie Greisemer, former lead designer of Halo CE and Halo 2, and the 30 Seconds of Fun guy who had a huge part in the core gameplay and fun factor of Halo. Completely overwhelmed by the response to this. Thank you so much for the support, and especially to those who have donated. It helps enormously. Good, because I bet you get a cease and desist takedown demand on your own art by Monday morning. Sorry, that might have sounded like I was criticizing you instead of Bungie's comically aggressive lawyers. I love your art, and they should not have stolen it. Comically aggressive lawyers. Those 3 words coming from a former Bungie employee. It says a lot. It says a lot. Now, how else has Bungie responded to this? Well, you could sum up everything in this one article title. The vibes have never been worse.
Okay, yeah.
New report details Bungie morale in free fall after Marathon art theft claims. The vibes have never been worse. Marathon is expected to release in September and sell for $40. At this rate, though, so much uncertainty has been planted in the seeds of this game. I don't know where things are going to go forward with this, but I would be
a
shocked
miracle
if the game is not delayed. Even going as far back as like Battlefield 5, like when you
Act Man, I mean, I know this video came out when, like a day ago, but it already came true. Or I should say, it may come true. Marathon delay possible after marketing plans reportedly canceled by Sony. This already says a lot. Sony has canceled its plans to do any paid marketing for Marathon this year. Right now, it's unclear if this is a result of the recent controversy that has surrounded the game, and if this could indicate that the planned September 23rd release date has been pushed back. Yeah, you know, I really had a decent amount of hope on this game. Then they kind of went down a bit. Just a smidge when I watched the freaking Legendary Drops video, and that was all of this controversy. It's I'm sorry. I'm now at the point where I'm sure this game is gonna fail. It feels like it has to be a miracle. They would have to do something drastic to the game if the release date is September 23rd to suddenly where people play the game, they go, holy crap, this game's actually good. What the hell happened? It would be extreme hard work and or a miracle for the game to do well now.
Even going as far back as like Battlefield 5, like when you hear a lot of negative shit about a game before it's even out, kind of poisons the well. And it's a damn shame because
yeah, just don't buy the game,
even
guys.
if it's an extraction shooter, Marathon deserves another chance. Doom got one, but this controversy has been a complete disaster for Bungie and Marathon by all accounts. There are no real winners in this story except if you follow N2 and at least, you know, look at their art and give them some support. By the time this goes up, I'm sure there will be some other updates, but the right thing to do is so simple. Bungie has to fervently apologize and either credit this person for their contributions or they write a check, a really big check. No matter what, the Bungie's checkbook is coming out. That's the right thing to do. But what do you think? Are you still interested in playing Marathon? What's your favorite thing to plagiarize? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the Act Man for more awesome content. All right, everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace.
Thank you, Act Man. Very, very good video. Very good video. Kissy forehead. Mwah, mwah. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. What he asked, am I still interested in the game? I like to say yes because I've said this before. I played Tarkov and I actually enjoyed the extraction shooter element of it. It was basically a different something I wasn't used to. You know, I've been playing a lot of FPS games, so it's more of just like playing Call of Duty and then Destiny 2, where there's a decent amount of action constantly happening. And then when I started playing Tarkov with my friends, it was a different change of pace where I have to be very tactical. So that's why I'm saying I really do wish Marathon would do well, but I don't think it is now. With the amount of controversy, the amount of hatred it already had from what I thought or still think that of people that are Destiny 2 Destiny players hating the game because it's not something for Destiny, and now you're throwing in this controversy. Then you're throwing in then you throw in the fact that Arc Raider outshined Marathon. It's just not looking good at all. And then now the Sony pulling back marketing this year. It looks like a big no-no right now. But yeah, I do feel kind of interested in the game. I'm really confused whether I want to buy it now. When I said that I was possibly going to actually get it, now I'm really confused on whether I do want to or not. You know what? All I know is seeing all this, I kind of feel like playing Tarkov again. I might tell my friend if he wants to play it again. But anyway, what about you guys? What about you gamers? All right, are you guys still interested in playing freaking Marathon? Are you guys gonna probably get it? Maybe not. What are your thoughts about this whole controversy and how bad Bungie's is handling themselves? What are your thoughts on how Bungie's been declining? Just so sad. Anyway, that's all, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, do sub and like. Go check out my main channel and go check out the Act Man in the description, and go check out his video as well, which is also in the description. Go sub and like. And with that, peace, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.